Welcome to ECE 111, Introduction to ECE. Now, this course is an introduction to electrical computer engineering. I'm Jake Lauer, your instructor. Class meets Tuesday, 11 a.m. in ECE 123. Classes will also be live streamed on Zoom, and they're also available on YouTube. On Thursdays, there's a recitation. The recitation's a computer lab. A lot of this course is how to program in Matlab. With programming, you can read the manual and they'll take you a couple hours, or somebody can show you how to do something in a couple minutes. That's kind of what the recitation's for. Each week there will be a homework assignment where you're expected to use Matlab to solve the problems. And the recitation we can usually get you through the homework set each week. So if you're getting stuck or having a hard time doing the homework, please show up to recitation. If you can solve the homework without help, you don't have to show up to recitation. It is optional, but the help is there. If you need other help, my office is ECE 201, and I'm available Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. on Zoom. Also in person, but Zoom's kind of preferred. So starting out, in this course, there is no textbook in this course. All the lecture notes are on a website called Bison Academy. That's bisonacademy.com. There's the link. If you click on these are some of the courses, actually most of the courses offered in the ECE program. ECE 111 is one of them. And we'll kind of go through this. When you click on that link, it takes you to the syllabus. This has the lectures in landscape and portrait mode, recorded lectures. If you really love a lecture, want to relive it one more time, here's a recording on YouTube. You can also binge watch it if you want. Invite your friends over and binge watch ECE 111 on a playlist. There's a bunch of handouts, so if you don't want to type in the code yourself, you can just click on this and it'll have sample code for you, and the homework for each week. Now, a little bit of background of what is ECE 111 and why it's offered. If you go under advising information, this is something we'll be covering a little bit later when it gets towards advising week, when you start signing up for courses next semester. And you click on let's do this one, Ece Curriculum by Prerequisite. This is a table that I made up, kind of helps with advising. It lists all the courses that you need to graduate by prerequisite. For example, algebra is a prereq for trigonometry, which is a prereq for Calc 1, which is a prereq for Calc 2, and so on. So the courses left to right are prereqs. This is our bottleneck sequence. Pretty much for advising, it's actually fairly easy. As long as you're taking math, working your way towards circuits 1, you can't go wrong. If you feel like skipping math one semester, you're postponing graduation. There's other courses that you need, like chemistry, communication, and wellness. Those aren't the prereq for anything, so you could in theory take those as the graduating senior and not hurt yourself. But anyway, back to 111. That's this course right here. One of the reasons 111 exists is we typically lose about half of our students in the first 2 years. You don't really see any courses in electrical computer engineering until you get right here into Circuits 1. So we added a freshman level course, ECE 111, really as a recruiting. It's kind of a rah-rah course trying to tell you this is a fun major, or show you that this is a fun major. Our graduates, I like to say our graduates build toys, but they're toys for a purpose. We build pacemakers, defibrillators, flight controllers, fuel controllers, things like that. Our job is to make people's lives better and make some money while we're doing it and have fun. That's electrical engineering. So this course kind of gives you an overview of the curriculum, all the courses you're going to be taking, how they relate to each other, to let you know that it's not an easy major, but it is very rewarding. So hopefully we don't lose as many people the first 2 years. The second reason for this course is quite a few students have mentioned that it would be really nice to have a course on Matlab. Almost every course that you take in electrical computer engineering uses Matlab. That's kind of like a calculator, but it's a calculator that's much more powerful. It's a calculator you can program. It does matrices, does graphics, does complex numbers. That's really the purpose of 111 as well. It's an introduction to Matlab. Kind of figured the first time you use anything is the hardest. It kind of shows you some of the things you can do in Matlab, how you can solve problems in each of these courses using numerical methods and Matlab, so that by the time you get into Circuits 1, Circuits 2, you can focus more on the problems in Circuits 1 and 2 rather than focus on getting Matlab to work. So that's really the purpose of this course. So getting back to as I mentioned, there is no textbook in this course. All the lecture notes, homework sets, and solutions are available on bisonacademy.com. Another website that's pretty useful is Electronics Tutorials. That has tutorials on transistors, diodes, MOSFETs, pretty much anything that you want. Very good website. It's also free. I like free. Now, if you go to Bison Academy, this is what the website looks like. On the syllabus, this has what we're doing each week. It has the lecture, both in portrait and landscape mode. Landscape mode is what I'll be doing in this class. It shows up a little bit better on the web. Also portrait mode in case you want to print it out. There are recorded videos. Anybody in the class is welcome to take the class however you want. You can take it in person, live stream, online. If you want to show up in person, I'll give a lecture. If you miss class, you can watch the YouTube video. They should be about the same. Or you can live stream it. There's also the handouts. This is just so you don't have to sit there and type in the code yourself. It's a starting point. It's not the actual answer to the homework. It's kind of a starting point, the sample code that I go over in lecture. And the homework sets. Again, the homeworks currently aren't linked. That's why these are black. But shortly, I'll have the homework sets posted for this semester. Each semester I make different homework sets, so that's why they're not linked yet. In addition, once the homework is completed, I'll have the solutions posted on Blackboard, or posted on Bison Academy. If you click under Homework Sets and Solutions, that has homeworks from previous semesters and the solutions from that semester. And a couple semesters will also have a YouTube video where I walk through the homework explaining it to you. This is just kind of a useful resource. The homework each semester is pretty similar. I'll change the problems, but if you want to have an idea how to solve this type of problem, this is a good place to go to see the sample code, see what the sample results are, also how to present your results. So that's under Homework Sets and Solutions. Under Resources, this has just generally useful links. We'll be using Circuit Lab. Circuit Lab is a circuit simulator, so you can sit there and design a circuit, use drag and drop to build a circuit, and find out what the voltages are, what the signals look like. Basically to see if your calculations match the simulator. Matlab. Matlab is free for all students at NDSU. These are the instructions for downloading Matlab. I'd kind of recommend getting Matlab as soon as you can. You'll be using it every year that you're in ECE. Circuit Lab, should also mention, is also free. It's $24 a year in general. If you're an ECE student, Circuit Lab is free as long as you use your NDSU email address when you register. Scilab is a free version of Matlab. The HP calculators I highly recommend. My opinion is that HP calculators are worth about 10 points in midterms. HP is basically a company made up of electrical engineers, and oddly enough, HP makes really good calculators for electrical engineering. So I highly recommend HP's. We'll be talking about that this semester as well. StatTrack is kind of a fun website. It's for statistics. We'll be covering that I think in week 12. And weather data. This is when you get to curve fitting, analysis of data. It's nice to have data to analyze rather than just something I made up. This is real data from the National Weather Service, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. So rather than just playing with fake data, this is real data. So back to the course. The bulletin description is this is just an introduction to ECE, introduction to engineering problem solving, designing, professional issues using Matlab. The objective of this course is by the end of the semester you should know what courses you need to take to graduate in electrical or computer engineering. You should be able to solve typical problems from these courses using Matlab. Again, there are other ways to solve these problems. For those other ways, stay tuned when you take those courses. The beauty of Matlab, the beauty of numerical methods, is knowing nothing about circuits, I can solve various types of circuits using numerical methods. And finally, the objective is to use functions in Matlab, including plotting, creating M files, writing scripts, and so on. Basically, how to use Matlab. It's like a calculator, but it's a very, very powerful calculator that's used throughout industry. Now for fall, you can take the course any way you like. This course is offered 3 different ways. You can take the course in person. Students are welcome to attend class at the designated class and time and location. Face masks, I'm not really sure if they are required or not. It's changing. It doesn't hurt. You can also live stream. All classes are live streamed on Zoom. If you're live streaming the class and you want to feel like that you're participating, you can wear a face mask while you're live streaming. Not necessary. The course is also offered online. I've recorded all the lectures and posted them on YouTube. So if you can't attend in person or live stream, you can watch the YouTube video. Or that's also open to anyone. If you miss something in the class, the YouTube videos are available for anyone to use. And you can also change how you take the class on a daily basis. If the first week you want to show up in person, second week online, third week live stream, mix and match, whatever works for you. So everybody's welcome to use the online resources. Again, they include the lectures, the lecture notes, YouTube videos, daily handouts. It's completely up to you how you take the course. Now, it really doesn't make any difference to me. That being said, in-person is better than online. I am trying my best to make online as good as in-person, but if I look at the previous semesters, the in-person section has a higher grade than the online section. The in-person section has higher class averages or higher course evaluations than online. So that leads me to believe that in-person actually is better than online. You can still get an A. People taking the course online got A's. People taking it in person didn't pass. So you can get it's available for everyone. Just be warned. If you have a choice between online and in-person is better. It's not supposed to be, but that's just kind of the way it is. Not too surprising. I've had 30 years experience teaching in person, 3 years experience online, so I'm not too surprised that in-person is better than online. In terms of the required resources that you're going to need in this class, you're going to need MATLAB and a calculator that can do complex numbers. MATLAB, again, is a computer language that adds, subtracts, multiplies, divides, does complex numbers. That's really the point in this course. How to use MATLAB. That's free to use for all NDSU students. It's available under EC 111 resources. The second thing I highly recommend is an HP calculator. Regardless what calculator you use, you need a calculator that can do complex numbers. The reason being is when you're doing AC analysis, that's when you have sine waves. With sine waves, you have sine and cosine. To represent a sine wave, we use complex numbers. So complex numbers are something electrical and computer engineering live and breathe. You need a calculator that can do complex numbers. HPs do that really, really well. And my opinion is that HP calculators are worth about 10 points on midterms. Midterm is a race. You're trying to get to the end in 50 minutes. Having a calculator that doesn't fight you is worth points. Again, I'm serious when I say the HPs are worth about 10 points in midterms. This would actually be a really good course to go to and get an HP calculator, get used to using it. There is a learning curve. It's a little bit weird how to use it, but once you figure it out, it's really quick. 2 types of HP calculators. There's the HP 35S. That's allowed on the PE exam. That's allowed in classes for other classes. It's $37 from TDK Pets. There's a free version. That's the app, Search Free 42. That's a free app for the HP calculator. You can actually buy the HP 42 calculator on eBay for $200 or just download a free app on your cell phone. In my classes, I don't mind if you use the cell phone app. It's free. And other faculty classes, they don't like you using HP or using your cell phone during tests, so you might need the HP35S when you get to other classes. Most students use the TI-84, but again, I highly recommend the HPs. I think you're going to appreciate them. They're going to help your score. In terms of other administration for this class is 100% based upon your homework. If you do the homework, you'll probably get an A or B. The students that didn't pass didn't do the homework, in which case I don't really have a lot of choices as an instructor. If you didn't do the homework and that's your entire grade, it's kind of hard to pass you. So do the homework, you'll get an A or B. If you show up to recitation, I'll help you do the homework. And you'll probably get an A. So again, please, please, please do the homework. In terms of lectures, again, the lectures are Tuesday, 11 a.m. in ECE 123. That's where we go over these topics. Here's laid out on a weekly basis. All lectures are live streamed on Zoom, so if you'd like to attend remotely, you're welcome to. All lectures are also recorded on YouTube. That's over here. Each lecture, we present typical problems you're going to see in these courses and how to solve those problems using Matlab. There are other ways to solve those problems. Again, wait until you get to calculus to solve them using other methods. But here, using Matlab and numerical methods, we'll be able to find the integral, the derivative of a function, basically the slope, using Matlab and numerical methods. And note, the focus of ECE 111 is how to use Matlab. It's not necessarily how to do the problems in each of these classes, but rather than just make up problems, these are problems you're going to see later on. And part of the reason I'm doing that is the first time you do something is always the hardest. So hopefully, when you get to circuits 1, circuits 2, you've seen this type of problem before in ECE 111. Hopefully the second time it'll be easier for you, and your grades will, likewise improve. If you're a little bit fuzzy on what we're doing in this class, don't sweat it. Again, if everything in this class was obvious, then there's kind of no point to our curriculum. Really the point is, here's a problem, how can I use Matlab to solve it? The real point is how to use Matlab. The recitations are on Thursday. The recitation is actually Thursday, 11 a.m. in Library 14. Recitations are only in person. It doesn't really work that well to have Zoom for the computer lab. There's lots and lots of room in Library 14. If you are able to make it to recitation, you are more than welcome to attend. The purpose of recitation is to kind of walk you through the homework. Again, typically in programming, it only takes you a couple minutes for somebody to show you how to do a problem. Here, I'll be there with a TA, will help you get through the homework. So typically in the 2 hours of the recitation, we can get you through the homework set and you're done for the week. Recitation is optional. If you're able to do the homework without help, you don't have to show up. If you're struggling with the homework and you need help, please do show up to recitation though. That's kind of what it's for. The homework for each week. Again, each week is one homework set. It's one homework set per student. Again, the point is to use Matlab. I found if you have groups of 2, one person does the homework, the other gives moral support. That doesn't really help. The best way to learn how to program is you got to do it yourself. It's kind of like weightlifting. Watching somebody else lift weights doesn't really do anything for you. You got to do it yourself. Likewise with programming. Homeworks are due at the start of class because each day we'll go through the previous week's homework and then go over the next week's topics. Homework is required 1 copy per person. My preference is submit it either on Blackboard or email it to me in either Word or PDF. If you email it to me, please put ECE 111 in the header. I'm teaching 6 different classes this semester, and it gets kind of confusing if I just say, if you send me your homework saying, here it is, I've got to figure out which class you're in, which folder to put it in when I grade them. And to do your homework, what works really well is to use MS Word. With MS Word, you can open up a Word document and copy and paste. If you have your Matlab code, just copy it and paste it into Word. If you have an image, go to Snipping Tool. On the lower right corner, there's a command you can type in. I'll kind of show you. Grab this, go lower left corner. If I type in snip, up comes the snipping tool. And what I can do, I can then copy and paste anything on the screen and paste it into Word. Take your Word document, save it, send me the Word document, and that's your homework set. That's actually a pretty good way to do homework in this course. It's a pretty good way to do homework in pretty much every course. And the legal stuff, attendance is expected. However, how you attend is your choice: in person, live stream, YouTube videos. If you have special needs, let me know. I'll try to accommodate you. I'll find a way to accommodate you. For academic honesty, you're expected to do your own work. There are ways to get through the class without learning anything. If you find one of those ways, please don't. When you graduate, you'll be designing defibrillators, pacemakers, flight controllers, things that affect people's lives. If you're able to graduate getting an A, not learning anything, that doesn't help when you graduate. You're not going to be able to do your job, and you'll probably get fired. So the reason we're presenting material in our curriculum is this is stuff you're going to need in the follow-on courses, as well as when you graduate. So, please do your own work. Please learn the material. If you find a shortcut, please don't take it. Because, again, this is stuff you're going to need on follow-on courses. This is stuff you're going to need when you graduate. Let's see. And there's the honor code, veterans and soldiers. Pretty much, if you need any help, let me know. I'll find a way to help you out. So that's kind of the background on the course. It's, in my opinion, kind of a fun course. I try to make it a fun course so that you'll not just learn how to use Matlab, but you'll be fairly entertained as well. With that, that's kind of the introduction. We'll then pick up on the next lecture with Matlab Basics. So again, welcome to EC 111, and I look forward to working with you this semester.